Okay guys, we've got a bunch of products here at 1STMAN. We've got our men's lifestyle supplement, which is everything that a man needs on a daily basis. We've got our natural diuretic supplement, Defined, which allows you to get an angular face, removes all the water, especially good for summer. We've got our Male Advantage book, which is a paperback. You can order this, or you can get this in audiobook format or ebook format. We've got our Better Looking Man course, which I'll bring up pictures on screen now. And we've got my personal diet plan and fitness plan in ebook format. On top of this, guys, we've got a body wash coming out soon, part of the testosterone friendly range. We've got men's boxers and a whole clothing line coming out soon. A whole bunch of products, but for now, let's get back to the video that you actually wanted to watch. Okay guys, in this video I just want to talk about the effectiveness of having a lean face for men and why it's so important. In the last 3 weeks or so, I decided to do a refeed. I took that picture, looked shredded, and then went, I gotta get some calories on board because I kept getting ill and I was like, I can't keep having this, I need to get some level of health back. And if I wanted an extra bowl of porridge before I went to bed, if I wanted some more carbs, if I wanted a piece of bread or whatever, I ate it. I was like, I don't really care right now. And I noticed in my face, I just ended up looking a lot puffier. Like the angles disappeared, it just didn't look as good, whatever. And I've been back to low carbs, and I'm talking like below 80 grams of carbs per day, which is when I like this. That's like the lowest I go, 50 to 80. It just does wonders for me, so I do it, okay? And as long as I'm getting enough protein, it doesn't seem to affect my health and whatnot. I did it last summer, I'm doing it again now, just to get really lean for the last 3 months after this refeed. Doesn't seem to have affected me that much. But I can already see, literally immediately, how much more angular my face becomes. Like my jawline, everything underneath here, all that goo and that water just disappears. And it's just from lowering my carbs, taking the natural diuretic, drinking 4 litres of water per day, doing a little bit more cardio, as in just going on 1 run per week and stuff like that. But it's mainly, for me, out of all of those, it's mainly the carbs. As soon as I lower those carbs, my face just gets really, really lean. And I want to bring your attention to something, in terms of importance for men, how important having a lean face is, okay? Let's talk about catfishes. Let's say you're on social media, let's say you're on a dating app or whatever, and the guy takes a selfie from here upwards. The woman takes a selfie from here upwards, okay? It's entirely possible for that woman to appear like a 10 out of 10. Okay, in terms of catfishing, if that man and that woman are both, let's say they're both overweight, obviously the percentages would be different. If the guy is 25% body fat and the woman's 40% body fat, she can quite comfortably hide that. She can quite comfortably hide it. She could catfish the fuck out of you, and then when you meet her, you're like, she's really chubby. She's actually holding a lot more fat than I thought she was, but her face is beautiful. Right? It's entirely possible. She can get away with that. As a man, if you were anything above probably 18% body fat, it's impossible to hide it. Women would just look at you, even if you had a full head of hair, long hair, so it makes you look more angular in the face, it would just pretty much be impossible to take a selfie and people not to be like, oh, he's fat, he's chubby. You can see from a guy's face if he's chubby or not. There might be the one odd rarity where a guy's got a 10 out of 10 face, but he just holds a little bit of weight. But you can usually tell, right? Like I said, if a guy was 25, 30% body fat, it would be immediately obvious in his face. A woman would be like, no, he's fat, I can tell, move on. Whereas as a woman, we can see the most beautiful face ever for 5 pictures in a row. And then you meet her and she's morbidly obese. You just wouldn't know. With makeup and the fact that women don't really store fat in their face, it's just almost impossible to tell. And I think this is why men value a woman's body over their face. I think most men do. I think most men see a woman with an unbelievable body and a pretty nice face, and they think she's unbelievable compared to the girl with the gorgeous face and just stick thin body. I think universally more guys would be more interested in the girl with the unbelievable body. I guess it depends on age, but and I think women are really attracted to, men with lean faces. I just think there's certain things that just promote health. They just show like this is a rarity. Not a lot of people have this. And I think for men, where we store so much fat in our face, which a lot of people have said to me before, is for punch resistance. Like, I've heard that a few times, but I'm not sure if that's strictly true. I think sometimes there's like these biological indicators that are very hard and rare to come by, and they require hard work to achieve, that almost signal to the world, hey, I'm at peak health. And I think one of them for men is because it's so easy for us to store body fat in our faces. I think once we do have a lean, angular face, jawline, cheekbones, hollow cheeks, etc., that is when women are like, damn, he's really attractive. Like, it's a signal to the world, like, I'm at a point where I'm able to burn that many calories, still be alive, still be muscular, still have, like, it's a flex, do you know what I mean? And I just think it's so important for men. And for me, guys, like, I do like 10 or 15 fucking different things, and I've explained them to you all in different videos. But the one that has the greatest effect for me is low carb. As soon as I go low carb and just almost like the carnivore diet with a carby breakfast. That's pretty much what I do. I have my carbs in the morning, go to the gym, and then just pretty much just eat like tuna, eggs and vegetables. A handful of fruit and nuts, whatever, because it's not going to bump the carbs up too much. Meat especially. And then by the end of the day, you can see, like, each day, it only takes around about 5 days, but you can just see it's just like cheekbones appear, jawline becomes more solid, all the water from under here disappears, and you just look more angular. Your nose bone starts popping, like I told you guys before, the brow bone starts popping. You get like angles in your head here and here. Like, it's crazy. It just happens so quickly. And I've only been doing this for like 2-3 days already. Obviously I was lean before. You got to get really lean to begin with. But for me as a man, if you want to make the most of your looks, if you want to look as good as possible, you just got to go low carb, keep the puffiness out of your face, drink a lot of water, 1 session of cardio, have some sort of natural diuretic, if it's mine, if it's somebody else's, if it's just herbs online like a dandelion extract, just have something to flush out that extra little bit of water. And then a decent skincare routine and stuff like that. And I just think these real easy steps for men can I just think there's so many men out there who are like closet 8 out of 10s, and they're walking around as like 5s and 6s, and they just don't realize. And it's such a shame, So just like get in shape, build some decent muscle, get down to a low body fat percentage, clean up your diet, drink water, small bit of cardio, lower your carbs, take some sort of diuretic, and it's just like, it's that easy. Because I honestly think between the videos I recorded last week and the videos I recorded today, I look about 3 times better. Okay, and it's only 3 days of being low carb and sleeping good. Like, it's really, really effective for men. I think it's that easy for us, because I think building muscle, being quite muscular, being big, like some guys with a dad bod, some guys are low percentage body fat, just having like a decent sized frame is enough, where you're like sub 18% body fat. But then I think whatever you can do with the face, if you can just take that puffiness out, the water out, etc., and you can just bring that together with a decent body, nice clothes and whatever, you can be like a 7 or above with ease, like whoever you are. And I just think there's so many guys out there that are like, they're just tucking into meals that they shouldn't be tucking into at that time of day, or not time of day, but what I'm trying to say is they're just consuming too many carbs a day. And what they don't realize is that if they lowered that and they increase their protein intake and they just kind of like try to achieve that lean look, you don't even have to be shredded around the body. Like, your body fat can be 14-15%, but as long as you've got no water in your face, as long as you've got no puffiness, as long as you've been sleeping good and some sort of diuretic or some sort of cardio to like flush out all the shit, or the lymphatic system, or the mucus out of the body, and you're not producing excess mucus, because that's my problem, is I have like a tiny little bit of milk and I produce excess mucus. I eat too many carbs, I get all sniffy. Like, there's just certain people are just made to just operate a different way. And I'm just encouraging you guys out there to just test with yourself. Go low carb, test out all these different diets, see what happens for you. Try the vegan diet, see what happens for you. Like, test all this different stuff. I've done pretty much every diet on the planet. And the one that I've got now, and the lifestyle that I've got now, and the system that I've got now, for like my skin, my leanness, like the way it like tightens up my face, is by far the most effective I've ever had. And it might not work for you. I expect, it to work for most guys, but some guys will tell me, oh, I have 200 or 300 grams of carbs per day, and my face is really lean. Then like, fuck me, fantastic. Do you know what I mean? I wish I could be in your situation. Some guys can drink beer and still look lean. I have 1 pint of beer and I've just got like the puffiest face ever. I think that's something to do with genetics, but test your body out, guys, okay? Like I need 1 sweating cardio session per week. Could be a sauna, but more, it's more beneficial to me when I run, when I do some cardio or something like that, especially when it's sunny like this. It's great going for a run. I'll probably go for one tonight. I might go for one tomorrow as well, because I'm down in London for like 4 or 5 days. I won't be training, so I just want to feel lean and feel good, especially if I'm eating a few dodgy meals and whatnot. But it's so effective for men. Like I said, a woman can do a headshot on camera and we can all get catfished and be like, she's gorgeous, she's a 10. The camera lowers down and she's like 40% body fat. A man cannot get away with that. Cannot get away with that. A guy who is 25% body fat, he will look fat via headshot. Literally no way to get away with it. Whereas a woman can have a lean, angular face. Like you see these like plus size models. They're kind of chubby. They've got some decent assets, but they're kind of chubby. That's the whole aim. And then their jawlines are just like you would on a male model, right? Because women just don't store fat in the face like men do. So for me, it's just like the most effective thing that a man can do is just get that lean face. For me personally, when I do the necessary steps and I take it seriously and I really home in on it for at least like a week or so, I go from like average guy blubber face to like, okay, this guy has got some elite genetics here. Like he looks shredded, you look healthy, you look lean, you got cheekbones, you got a jawline. And like I said, I'm sat on camera now, I've only been doing this for like 2 days. You can see the difference. Like just a couple of days ago, I was butterbean face. And it was just from eating probably 150 grams, 200 grams of carbs per day just for a refeed. But it's instant. It just messes me up. There's nothing I can do. Okay, so maybe for some of you guys out there, you've got massive potential and you just don't realize it. So if I was you, I'd tap into this massively. I'd have a little play around. I'd lower my carbs. I'd up my protein. Like for me personally, I think the next bulk I ever do, I don't want to get puffy again. And I'm not going to bulk for a few years, I don't think. Probably like 2 years from here. I want to enjoy life now a little bit. But if I ever do a bulk again, it's going to be a lean one. I'm just going to do it via like chicken. I'm going to do it via like tuna, eggs, whatever. I'm just going to, keep my carbs at like 100 grams per day because I'm just sick of getting that puffy face, like that water just going straight in. That's why I created my natural diuretic supplement, because I was so sick of it. Okay, so for you guys out there, just test about, because like I said, you can go up like 2 points. You can go from like a 6 to an 8 just by removing water from your face. It's so effective.